You, who have given thine flesh to the currents that flow between the realms of man and spirit. Resist not my purification of the soul. Step forth into life anew.
You must return as you were. Please let us aid you.
Hold fast to your consciousness. Remain yourself, and you shall not disappear.
Hurry! We gotta do this on the double! Almost there! Don't you quit on us!
It is time. Please, this way.
And with that, guys, welcome back to Let's Play Tales of Xillia. We are taking a quick travel back in the past right now. This happens right at the beginning of Chapter 4 for Milla's story. So if you're wondering what happened to Milla after she died at the end of Chapter 3, this is what happened. She is now a spirit. What you have to do is you have to come over here and talk to the four great spirits right here. As you guys can see, they're standing right here waiting for you to talk here.
You want to hear why the terrain here's all messed up? It all began when Undine...
If you say one more word about that, you'll be telling this story from the bottom of the sea.
But let's go ahead and talk to them.
You appear different. What? Your own name escapes you?
And you can kind of see the situation Milla's in right now.
No, ready to roll. So happy to play again. Ready to do our thing?
Gnome's probably my favorite of the four great spirits. I love him.
Can't believe the other three dragged me into this ridiculous scheme. Huh? You okay?
But yeah, you have to talk to each one of them, so let's go ahead and talk to Undine here.
Something is amiss. I cannot believe I am even asking you this. But do you remember the time we spent together in Niakara?
And honestly, this area that we're in right now, this isn't our world.
Wait. Where are you going?
Something ain't right with her, gang. It's like she forgot who she is. Come on! Don't you remember all the times we played together in Niakara?
Answer me. When you and I battled each other, who emerged the victor?
Do you remember saving us when we were trapped inside the lance? I fear that you have lost much of your memory.
Yet it should be intact if we retrieved her soul at the proper moment.
Maybe we screwed it up somehow. Or maybe we hit some glitch we didn't know about. If we do a little digging, we might figure out the problem. Bad Sylph, no! What? We can't disobey our lord.
Gnome has the right of it. In either way, we cannot return to Niakara.
Fine. Who needs a half-baked spirit like her anyway? Let's lose the amnesiac and move on.
Sylph, please. We should be happy she is still with us at all. We just need to accept that our plan has failed.
We brought this fate upon you. Forgive us. If only we could make it up to you.
Is there anywhere you would like to go? The least we can do is accompany you. Perhaps you might remember something along the way.
Right. Someplace familiar might do the trick. Niakara's out, remember? Oh.
But as of right now, during this segment of the game, Milla can actually tether with the fourth great spirits, and you kind of need to for this part, because you're all by yourself at this point. And the objective of this chapter, at this point when you're playing as Milla, is simply go wherever you want. Now that seems really vague, but honestly it's you can just pretty much go anywhere you want and you just explore the area. Now these enemies right here, I'm gonna tell you right now, if you're playing Milla's story, kill any new enemy here. It's a different one. It may look like the same, but it's not. It's its own variant of enemy. It's called. We are in the spirit world. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, because it's kind of, you know, greened out a little bit. But we are in the spirit world right now. Any enemy you find in this whole entire chapter is a new entry in your monster book. So if you're trying to complete that, fight any enemy you get. They're not like the same level as the monster from that area. So like these monsters from Kajara Sea Falls, I would have killed in like one hit because these are like really entry level monsters. But they're actually a little bit stronger, but their own variant right here is very important. And this is going to be the only chance you get to come to the spirit world. So you kind of need to do this. But if you're wondering what happened to Milla after all this, well, Milla did die. She did die in that cutscene at the end of chapter 3. What had happened was the 4 great spirits saved her soul, and they brought her here. And they kind of just come to the conclusion that, you know, their plan has failed, and they cannot, you know, move on forward with carrying out Maxwell's mission, or so they thought, anyways. We know better since the last episode, but I'm gonna say that I'm level 74 at this point because I'm playing New Game Plus. But what you want to do at this point is you want to have the 4 great spirits on your shortcuts, because you kind of want to tether with them, because the 4 great spirits are going to be pretty much your quote-unquote allies you need for this whole entire segment of this chapter. Because, well, Milla's all by herself. And unfortunately, Milla can't even remember herself right now. As you guys saw in the cutscene, Milla pretty much lost her memory of everything. She doesn't even know who she is. She's also, well, except in battle, she's mute. She don't even talk. And you guys can see she's got a completely different outfit. This is Spirit Milla. And she kind of is, you know, got green hair and all this other stuff. But, yeah, pretty much, Milla is pretty much, has suffered major amnesia. She doesn't know where to go, what her mission is. She doesn't have a mission anymore because, well, she's coming to the realization that her mission was all a lie. She wasn't really Maxwell, but she thought she was. And this is kind of the point in the game where you kind of have to really think about it. It's just like, what is Milla's purpose? If she was bait all this long, what, did she have one? And you should be kind of asking yourself these questions whenever you're playing, you know, the game. And right now, if you're playing Milla's story especially. If you're seeing this video and you are playing Milla's story and you kind of skipped all over Jude's, I'm sorry if I'm spoiling a little bit, because Jude's story kind of clears up a lot of these questions too. I will say, however, that out of all this, all these little differences between the story, this is the shortest compared to Jude's. I'll put it that way. Like, Jude's story for this segment, it took me, what, 3, 4 videos? Yeah, 4 videos to go through this.
That was unpleasant.
For Milla's, we're only going to be doing 2 videos. I'm going to tell you that much for sure. This video and the next video is the conclusion of Milla's segment in the spirit world here. But I will say this right now. We're going to be doing this right now. There are some side quests that are only in Milla's story in this segment, and they are missable. If you're playing Milla's story, you want to do them because they will go away, and you don't want to miss that if you're trying to get the title for sub-event superhero. But the first one is going to be pretty much a ways away from right here. you can actually use the world map to fast travel, and you can pretty much go in wherever you want, but like the mission says, go wherever you want. But there is one spot that you do not want to go yet, and that's simply go back to Nia Khera. Like Sylph said, we can't go to Nia Khera because it is pretty much banned to us right now. But these are the Great Spirits, as you guys can see. If you summon them, they take a tremendous amount of your TP. There's a cost of doing summoning these Great Spirits. It costs a tremendous amount. But you'll be as powerful as you was at the beginning of the game. If you guys remember at the beginning of the game when Milla did have control of the Great Four, hey, she was pretty much unstoppable. But then again, she suffered Samus Aran effect of losing all her powers. You know, that's one thing I've noticed. I really do like games that kind of let you taste power at the beginning of the game, and then they take it away from you, and then you have to go find it again. I think that's like the best type of gameplay, story elements and stuff like that to me. They like tease me with that stuff, and then take it away, and then say, go find it. Go find it again. This is the point where you found it. Now, it took you a good chunk of the game to get to that point, but it's whatever. One thing you will notice, especially in Jude's story, because I failed to really mention that, the battle theme changed. In both Milla's and Jude's story in Chapter 4, the battle theme changes to, you know, it's the battle theme that you'll be listening to for the rest of the game. It did that in Chapter 2 also, but it didn't do it in Chapter 3. But this is the point in the game where they change it again, and it will be this theme for forever, pretty much for the remainder of the game.
That was unpleasant.
But, like I said before, you do want to fight all these enemies. My best suggestion, that guy was phasing right through rocks. I don't know if you saw that plant guy. He was just phasing right through there. I saw that, and I was like, what the heck was that? He just walked right through a rock. But I'm going to tell you right now, there's no Ifri's treasures. You don't need to worry about getting any Ifri's treasures. The one thing that this game does, and I'm really thankful it does do it, is any missable areas like this place and the Zenithra, all these places that we never come back to again, they don't put Ifri's treasures there because they know it's missable. And that's actually one thing that I really like. Like, there's a lot of stuff missable in this game, don't get me wrong. With sub-events and all this other stuff, there's a lot of stuff that is missable. But the fact of the matter is they don't make that missable. They don't want you to lose out on really good goodies and through the Ifri's treasures in order to, you know, progress with the story and whatnot. But things are missable, like the sub-events. There's sub-events here that will be missed if you don't do them. And if you're trying to do all the enemies in the creature book, you gotta do this. You gotta fight every single variant of enemy because these are that enemy, and they have in parentheses in the book, Spirit Realm. And, well, that's kind of important. You kind of have to get them too. Of course, by the time that you do this, if you play Jude's story, you're probably playing this game. You're probably playing this story on New Game Plus and going through it with New Game Plus file and whatnot. I'll go in more detail about it in the bonus episode when this Let's Play is done about what New Game Plus is. But that's kind of what I'm playing on right now. Most people always play one story, they beat it, and then they play the other story with New Game Plus. Now, like I said before, at the beginning of the Let's Play itself, there's not too many differences between Milla and Jude's story. There are some, but there aren't too much. This being one of the few. But here in Hamil, you can kind of see people here. You can talk to them. These people are spirits. These aren't actual people. These are spirits. You know, the things that people were killing whenever they used Spyrex.
What's the matter? This place ring a bell?
Perhaps she visited here while we were trapped inside the lance.
Whatever. in trouble.
I will handle this.
Thank you.
Now, in order to continue this, you gotta go over here. To the site where Alvin and Jude fought. You gotta go help and aid Efreet by attacking these monsters and saving these spirits. So you just come over here. I don't think Efreet is with you if you just decide to leave.
Stay back. I said I would handle this.
She does not seem particularly concerned about who does the fighting.
What?
What matters most is that we save these people.
That's right. Stand back.
And we will have to fight these things. And I'm using all the spirits, or the great spirits here, to kind of show them what they do. I use Sylph. Sylph is actually a combo dealer. And Gnome is just kind of an area of effect spell in a way.
You saved us! I can't thank you enough!
Please, stop by our house in the village whenever you need a rest. Whoa, guys, something's not right.
Is everyone all right?
They're gone.
You cannot touch it from this world.
I know it's rotten, but you couldn't have saved him if you tried. Don't blame yourself.
Let's move onward.
Now I'll say that those people using Spyrex to kill the spirits, very untimely of their death, and it's really sad that those spirits had to die. But you saw that the spirit fossils they left behind, and Milla couldn't touch them. That's because they manifested in the real world. Those are the spirit fossils that Jude and Leia found in that one side quest. The people who use Spyrex. That's the spirit fossils that they found. So that kind of ties those two loose ends together. It's not really a loose end, but it's just a minor
Put
detail.
what happened in the orchard out of your mind.
Perhaps you should just live in peace from now on.
You don't have to fight anymore.
Yes. You should focus on your own happiness.
What's happened to me? Peace. Were those two at peace? Why do I still care? I don't need to fight anymore. I couldn't protect them.
That was the first of the three missable side quests here in Milla's story. That was In Dreams Part 1. You had to simply come over to the mayor's house in the hill, and that subset event kind of just activates itself.
I like this town. They have a festival for me every year. That's why I always make their fruit so sweet.
Gnome. But yes, that was the first of the missable side quests. That was In Dreams Part 1. There's 3 parts to this side quest, and each one is a side quest. So it'll count towards your 95 side quests that you need for the sub-event superheroes. A trophy. Yeah, it is a trophy. I couldn't think for a second there. Yeah, it is a trophy. It's a silver trophy for that matter. But yeah, there's 3 parts to this. That was the first part. The second part is actually in Lottie Sea Haven, which we're actually going towards right now. But like I said before, the monster book, you kind of want to kill these enemies because they are a special breed of this enemy. So, I know it's kind of really picky about that, but it really shouldn't be that hard. They're just a little bit stronger than their counterparts in the real world. That's all they are. And plus, you're fighting by yourself, they wouldn't make it too hard, so...
Am I stronger?
But you can... I don't know if you guys notice this or not, but Spirit Milla voice sounds a little different than regular Milla's voice. And I think it's because Spirit Milla forgot how... I think it's the same...
Pain. We could fly there in a heartbeat if we just tethered up.
If you're in that much of a hurry, Sylph, feel free to go ahead without us.
Sylph is impatient. You can kind of tell from his attitude. He's kind of a very impatient spirit. But what I was trying to say is, you can kind of hear Milla's voice. I think it's the same voice actors, but you can kind of hear her voice is a little different in the spirit realm than it was here, in the real world. I think it's because they're trying to represent that Milla doesn't really have emotions at this point because she doesn't remember them. So that's why she kind of sounds, in some sense, not caring. I don't know if you guys can kind of hear that in her tone whenever she's battling. Of course, you might not be hearing it very much because you hear me blabbling and on about it, but that's pretty much what I think, anyways.
You're getting a bit too heated up, Undine. You need to cool down.
You're one to talk.
You can tell Ifrita's a little bit hot-headed. No, stop with the puns. Oh, boy. The Great Spirits, I've actually... After I played this story and kind of did this part, I kind of got a great appreciation of the Great Spirits because they're actually kind of funny when you hang around them for a while. Especially, I really like Gnome because he's a very caring guy, and he's just like that kind of, I hate using another pun, very down to earth, but yeah. Gnome is, each Great Spirit's got a very, very unique, unique character trait. That's the word I was looking for. A unique character trait that each one has. Gnome is very down to earth, as I said before. Very, very caring to other people and understands people. Sylph is very troublemaker. He's kind of impatient. He doesn't want to be... he kind of doesn't want to be, you know, waiting around for stuff to happen and stuff like that. Undine is kind of very caring and relaxing to be around. She's very nice and everything. She always keeps everything together. She's kind of like a mom figure in a way. And then you got Ifrit, who is a very just warrior character. He's very wants to be leader-like, and he's very wanting to get into the heat of battle. There, I use another pun. But I kind of like the Great Spirits because they didn't just give them, you know, just to be very powerful beings that, you know, awesome abilities to have. No, they gave them personalities, and I love that they did that. It's just like you can kind of make some sort of relations to each one of them. Even though it's just a short time, you can kind of really see their character traits. But here in Lottie Sea Haven, if you come all down here,
What are you staring at? Get lost!
It can't be! The four great spirits?
What mischief are you two up to?
We were,
Hey, hold it!
Pardon us, we have, business to attend to. Right, business. Let's go.
But that kind of seems shady now, didn't it? Now, if you come up to the inn where that lady ran into, you'll activate the second side quest. If you come over here, you should be able to find her. She's sitting here on this bench. If you go ahead and talk to her, you'll activate it.
Have you seen those men before?
A few times. I think they're tailing after me.
Do you know why?
Yes, I overheard something I probably shouldn't have.
Please, continue.
Okay, you are the four great spirits after all. I overheard that some woman committed the sin of false reincarnation. Now people are on the hunt for her.
Sin, huh?
Do you have any clue of this person's whereabouts?
I don't know. I didn't hear much else. But they clearly said they have to find her and kill her. Eventually, I found out that they had started to suspect us, so I've been in hiding.
I see.
Thank you for sharing your tale. You have been most helpful. Now see to your safety.
And with that, we've completed the second one. Now we can actually stay here and rest if you really need to.
Yes?
Can I come too? With you?
Who are you? I know you. Why can't I remember?
My name's... And you?
I'm Maxwell. Yes, that's right. I'm Milla Maxwell. And I chose to die. But why? I can't remember. That boy. Who was he to me?
I was actually kind of mistaken. You have to stay at the inn and rest in order to complete part 2 of In Dreams.
Don't you think we ought to come clean with her? It might not matter with her memory gone, but still.
Self's making sense.
Very well. We shall confess what we did to you. Once you were a woman named Milla. You lived with us in a place called Nia Kera.
You died in the end. Do you remember that much? We must tell you what happened afterward. We tried to retrieve your soul, before it could be purified and reincarnated.
We thought you'd come back with all your same old memories.
But we messed up. Your memories went bye-bye. Oops.
That is the way of things.
And with that, the great spirits kind of give a little bit of information to Milla about her memories and stuff. At this point, you should be going back to Kajara. You should kind of fast travel there, because you don't want to trek through it again. This time, we are going in the opposite direction. We're going towards Nia Kera, even though they flat out told us we aren't supposed to go there. Ignore their pleas and go there at this point. Now, you can't, like I said, you want to go the other way before you do that, and go all the way down to Lottie Sea Haven before you go too far. And I know, I'm just... the reason why I was just, instead of fast traveling and stuff, is because I do want to pick up these monsters. So that way, I want to kind of show what monsters we're finding. The monsters that I have on the screen, that I've been fighting, showing on screen, are all the monsters that you need to fight in order to fill out your logbook and stuff like that. So that way you guys won't be able to miss it. So if you find the monsters in here that I'm actually fighting and not cutting out, that's the monster you need for that guidebook. So that I failed to mention that at the beginning of the episode, and I'm sorry about that. So this is supposed to help you guys in order to find it. Now I think I only found I might have to show it in a bonus video of like any monsters that we might have failed to mention, because as of right now, we should have all the monsters in our logbook right now. -1, and I noticed that after I'd recorded everything else. But we're here at the very edge of the Kajara Sea Falls. Now, what we need to do is we need to go over towards Nia Khera. Like I said before, we're heading down to Nia Khera. But what I need to say is about the monsters I missed. I'll probably show that in the bonus video, what we missed. And you can probably tell what it is. We had a... Actually, it was just a regular old Bakura. I'll just go ahead and say it. It was a regular old Bakura. Now we had a bronze Bakura shown. We had a silver one. I'm gonna flat out tell you there's a gold one, and I'll show that on screen later in the episodes. But we didn't find a regular one. I'll be showing off footage of that much later in the Let's Play when it's all done. Bonus video. I might show it in the bonus video of, you know, doing that. But they're really not that hard, and they're not missable. So you can actually go back to that area and find one if you want to find that. But every monster that we've run into at this point in this area, at least in this Let's Play, I should say, in general, are monsters you need for the logbook. I made sure that I've tried to at least find every single monster in the game in order to help anybody who's trying to find that monster and fill it out. I know I keep talking about this, but I just wanted to stretch to make sure that that's known. Let's go into Nia Khera.
The wind changed.
Is it her?
Gnome, hide Milla.
Okie dokie. Sit tight.
So, it was you.
Tell us, what fate befell the people you brought here?
They were all suspects, so naturally they paid the ultimate price.
In other words, your goal was to root out Milla.
Of course. How very perceptive of you. I must eliminate all who have learned of the schism's existence and secrets.
Well, duh. That's your mission after all.
But I never expected you would hide Milla and then march right up to me on your own. Did something go awry?
Milla has lost her memory.
We don't know how to find her no more.
So that's what happened. In that case, your usefulness has come to an end.
Yes, as you say.
You are well aware of our master's wishes. You all know too much. You must be reincarnated.
Die and pass along our powers to the next grade 4. We know.
Exactly. Lord Maxwell's specter is in the shrine. We shall await you.
Are we prepared for this?
Yes.
Time to say bye-bye.
You heard our conversation. Muse is right. We know too much about the schism, and that makes us dangerous.
We were prepared for this outcome.
Yep.
All that really matters is the 4 great spirits exist, not who they are. Got it? Then scram and never come back.
We'll be going now.
Milla. No, you are not Milla. You are your own person. Forget you ever heard that name.
If you ever meet the next 4, please, give them our kind regards.
Enough already. Let's go get this over with.
Milla can no longer tether with the 4 great spirits. They just left her. They left her to go die. They know too much about the schism, and they have to go face Lord Maxwell, so that way they can die. But everybody in Nia Khera is dead. Well, except this person here. They're telling us to go to the assembly hall. Actually, not everybody's dead here. They say that in the cutscene that they killed everybody.
Well, well. You've certainly changed, haven't you?
I just want to live as Maxwell.
And that's an excuse to off yourself?
I know it conflicts with my mission.
Then don't! Don't do it!
I just don't want to disappoint. I want to be strong. I want to be the Maxwell that he adores.
What does Maxwell have to fear?
So that's what it was. I've become afraid. Afraid of loss.
And that was in Dreams Part 3. That was the last missable side quest here. And we got a conclusion of why Milla was conflicted for all this time. This right here kind of explains everything. I'm trying to find the side quest that I could show you guys. It's all the way up here somewhere, but that was in Dreams. There we go. In Dreams Part 1, in Dreams Part 2, and in Dreams Part 3. Milla was conflicted because she was afraid of losing people she cared about. She developed caring feelings for. You know, at the beginning of the game, Milla didn't have any emotion. She didn't care. She only cared about her mission. She only wanted to get her mission done and all this other stuff. But now, as she's traveled with Jude and everybody, she developed, a conscience in a way. She developed, feelings. She was afraid of loss towards the end of it. And that's why she was conflicted. And that's why she went and, quote-unquote, offed herself. She didn't want them to die. So she decided to die in order to save them. And that's what Jude figured out at the beginning of his Chapter 4. After his battle with Alvin, he figured it out himself. Milla saved them so that they would live. And he was absolutely right about that. But as you guys can see, Muse's pretty much left a terror in her path of destruction, killing everybody in Nia Khera who knows about the schism. And the four great spirits are going towards Maxwell to have them reincarnated. So that way they don't know about the schism. They're trying to cover up the messes.
What? You followed us? Why?
Numbskull? Don't tell me you're trying to stop us from sacrificing ourselves.
Wait, Sylph. Her body is different, and her memory's gone. But a certain part of Milla may yet remain.
Yes. If that's the case, there is nothing we can do to stop her.
You know, even if you never get your memories back, you're still the best.
This creature isn't Milla. The real Milla would think more logically. She'd never be dumb enough to follow us like this.
Sylph.
If you are determined to accompany us, then we cannot stop you. Come with us, or turn back. We will respect your decision regardless.
Yep.
Indeed.
Whatever.
Now Milla can go with the four great spirits. She decided to go because she wants to keep playing the game. That's how it all ultimately went down here too. Milla decided to go with four great spirits and meet with Maxwell. Now we're on our way to Milla's shrine in order to, find the secret pathway that's behind Milla's shrine to go and climb up to get to the portal that leads to Maxwell at the temporal crossroads. What we did previous episodes. That's pretty much it. We have to go and find Maxwell, put in it, and possibly try to convince him to, stop this. Stop trying to pretty much decimate everybody who knows about the schism. Because people are gonna find out, and word's gonna spread. He can't just, you know, kill everybody. But, anyways, at this point you can tether with him. I know it's just very recent, very minor that moment that we couldn't tether with him. But at this point in the game, you should be fine, you know, being able to fight for yourself and all. The monsters aren't really that hard, and I really do appreciate that this game kind of scales the difficulty down a tad bit, depending on how many people you have in your party. I know most RPGs, like Final Fantasy, if you're by yourself, they don't care. It was your own damn fault. But, anyways, yeah, our next mission is to simply go take the 4 Great Spirits up to Milla's shrine. We have to go talk to Milla, because Milla is the one that's causing all this madness. Maybe we can stop her from killing any more people, and killing, you know, people that Milla cares about, including herself. So, that's pretty much it. Like I said before, this segment of the game, if you're playing Milla's story, it's really not as long as Jude's. I think it's mostly because this has a little bit more gameplay than Jude's does. I think Jude's had more cutscenes and stuff like that. Milla's had a little bit more gameplay more than Jude's. Of course, Jude's is only artificially longer because there's more cutscenes in it. I mean, good lord, you remember, like, half the videos in Jude's story was pretty much all cutscenes. And Milla, at least we're, you know, walking around, fighting monsters and stuff like that, you know, playing the game and stuff like that, more than Jude. I'll put it this way, like, at the beginning of the episode, it didn't take us, what, 20 minutes to actually start playing again. It literally took us, like, a minute and a half tops, and then we're right into the game and stuff. You're like, oh, brand new world, let me explore.
I'm ready.
But that's pretty much it. I know that's a little bit of a complaint in a way. I like Jude's story. I think it explains more stuff than Milla's story does, and a lot of sense. If I had to choose, Jude probably is my favorite. It's just, I felt in the sense when I was playing Milla's story that her story went by a lot faster than Jude's, and now I kind of understand why. Jude's has more cutscene. It explains the story better than Milla's. Milla's has more gameplay, allowing you to play the game. Because I think what they had in mind was you choose Jude first for your first playthrough, and then you would choose Milla for your New Game Plus. And since, you know, you're playing New Game Plus and you already know the story, by the end of Jude's story, you'll still know everything that you need to know from both stories, in a sense. They kind of just retcon some cutscenes in from Milla. Like, there's some differences, and I've shown those, but I think it's mostly because Milla's story is just a little bit more gameplay, more than cutscenes. And if you're a fan of RPGs and you just don't like lengthy cutscenes, I'd probably suggest you play Milla's story then. I kind of noticed this myself when I was playing this game. It's just, Milla's story is a lot shorter than I remember. And I think it's just because there's not as many cutscenes as Jude's. But that's kind of what I've observed. I don't know if you guys probably observed it. If you guys have this game, you probably saw it too. But I'm not really going over the items because they're not going to be in my inventory in the next, after we take control of Jude's. I just kind of want to show what the stuff is here. If you decide to, if you are playing Milla's story and you are on this part, this is what the items are. I'm not going to go into more detail about it because, like I said, a couple episodes from now, we're not going to be seeing these items because, well, we're playing Jude's story. But that's pretty much it. That's what I just simply had to say about me. The biggest difference that I've noticed between Jude and Milla's story. There is a shop right there, with a peddler right there, but we're here at Milla's shrine. Now I will say this, you do want to go and save at this point. And this is actually going to be the part where I end the episode off. In the next episode of Let's Play Tales of Xillia, here's taking a pit stop at the same book and Milla's shrine, we are going to be confronting Muse at Milla's shrine. So with that, I will see you guys in the next episode.